Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Digital Nomad Academy's masterclass on building your online business and becoming a digital nomad. My name is Waqas, and chances are that you are here because you have either been following me on Instagram, or you're on the mailing list of Digital Nomad Academy, or you're following me on YouTube or TikTok, and you name it, like one of the other. But before I start, do let me know in the chat where you're joining from and can you hear the sound perfectly well and can see this video. I will wait for 30 seconds, so just that I have some feedback that you guys can listen to me and you guys can listen to me and look at the video. Yep, perfect. All seems to be good. All right, again, my name is Waqas and I welcome you here on a Saturday for this live masterclass on creating your online business and becoming a digital nomad. Well, it's Saturday and chances are that if you're in Australia like me, it is Saturday midday for you. If you're joining from Asia, then it's Saturday either noon or early morning for you. If you're joining from Middle East, then it's way earlier in the Saturday. And if you're joining from the Americas, then I think it's still Friday night. I don't know, but yeah, something like that, right? I would love to be having this 1 hour with you because I have so much exciting things to share with you. And this is the start of 2023 and I can't wait for this year to be the year that you finally convert your whatever career, whether you are an employee or you're a freelancer or you're a content creator, into an automated business and create your six-figure income. So let me tell you who am I and what you are signed up for. This masterclass is from my laptop lifestyle program. If you look at the pictures here, this is what I do. I have been a digital nomad for the past 5 years now, and except for the 1 year of COVID, which is 2020, every year I try to spend between 3 to 6 months traveling around into the different countries, sometimes chasing adventures, other times working from gorgeous cafes or exotic locations, whatever catches my curiosity. And I've learned a lot. It's been 5 years, so much has happened. For example, like I've been creating content for 5 years. My content received more than a monthly views over Instagram, 2 accounts on Instagrams, 1 on TikTok, 2 on YouTube, 2 on Facebook, 1 on LinkedIn. My mailing list is about 100,000 people, and as well as some on the LinkedIn as well. And I've been sharing a lot with you guys. Chances are this is not the first time you're listening anything from me, but if this is the first time, I can't wait for you to get hooked onto the ecosystem. As I said that I have about 100,000 plus followers on the social media. Chances are that you might have been following me on one of these social medias. I create content on TikTok and Instagram through my own brand name, Waqas Hassan. I create on YouTube as Mr. Nomad and 2 other accounts on Ultimate Academy, which is my other brand that I'll be sharing a little bit about as well on Instagram as well as YouTube. This laptop lifestyle program masterclass is part of my Digital Nomad Academy, in which I do masterclasses as well as a flagship program. And it runs basically, this is kind of a screenshot of it, but I will tell you much more about it as we go into the masterclass. Finally, what I love doing is that I love teaching. So I've been, as I said, I've been traveling for the last 5 years as a digital nomad, and part of those is giving trainings all around ASEAN countries, Asian countries, as well as European countries. So far I've been to 29 countries and I've given trainings in, of course, Australia where I live, but also Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Myanmar, Cambodia, Indonesia, Pakistan, Sweden, Norway, and you name it. So 29 done, 200 more countries to do, hopefully soon. But this is what I love doing, and finally this screenshot captures why I do what I do. As I said, I love chasing adventures. I love working from exotic locations, and building an online business has given me that freedom to chase my curiosities. And my hope is that in the next 40-45 minutes that you spend with me, you learn a thing or two about freedom, about working for yourself, and why 2023 and this year and this decade is the best time to create your online businesses, do whatever curiosities you have, and live the life at the fullest potential of yours. Let's get into it. So what you're going to be learning today is basically divided in two parts. The digital nomad revolution, what made it happen, what were the trends that were happening, and where we are in the year, in the decade. And also for some of you, what digital nomad actually means. So we'll learn all about that. And secondly, how to go from being either a freelancer or content creator or an employee to starting your own online business. So you might be a freelancer, you might be a content creator, or you might be working 9 to 5. How do you start your online business and why? And at the end, I will share a bit more about my laptop lifestyle bootcamp, as my laptop lifestyle program as well, which is my flagship program, which is what I do, how I take students every 2 months and train them one-on-one over the next 8 weeks to basically help them build their online businesses as well. So let's get into it. The digital nomad revolution. I'll show you one map and then it will all make sense. This, guys, this is it. This is 49 countries on the map that have in just the last 2 years issued their digital nomad visas. What does it really mean? You know, all through when we were growing up, maybe when you were growing up as well, you only knew about 3 kinds of visas. Student visas, that's one way you can live in a different country, maybe European country, maybe an Asian country, maybe Australia, maybe Americas. Or there was the way of work permit, find a job, so you get sponsored for work visa. A lot of people go to Middle East, some go to Europe as well for this. And thirdly was permanent resident visas, which was, either mostly Australia and Canada. People go because they can live there. I also came to Australia on permanent resident visa, by the way. Digital nomad visas is the next step. It only launched 2 years ago in 2020, now 3 years ago, now that we're in 2023. And this is the revolution. Digital nomad visas are the new PR. Basically what has happened is that so many people started building their online brands because of the social platforms that we have, because of the online platforms that we have. People started earning, and then people wanted to travel the world. As I said, that I travel 3 to 6 months a year. And countries have just realized that, and especially after post-COVID, they are trying to take advantage of it. Digital nomad visas are between 1 to 5 year residency visas for these countries that include Sweden, Germany, Spain, Portugal, South Africa, Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, even Dubai has launched recently. Then there's Mexico, you name it. What is really happening here is that countries are attracting people who are working on their own, who are digital nomads. Basically people who can work from anywhere. You can be working as a freelancer or at a remote job, but mostly having your online business because it requires a certain minimum threshold of income. I think $1,000 for some countries, $3,000 for another, but somewhere around that zone, which is, by the way, nothing. Once you go through this program, you will see that. That is the income that you have to have on per month basis. You qualify for digital nomad visas, and basically the world becomes your playground, because then you can live from any country, you can buy property there, you can have, you're a legal resident, it's a permanent resident, you get health insurances, you get multiple entry, long-term visas, and you basically, once you have 1 or 2 digital nomad visas, the entire world becomes open for you. Because let's say if you have Schengen visa, that actually means one country in Europe's visa you have, which means you can travel around entire Europe, so on and so forth. That's what digital nomad visas are. This is the biggest attraction. And this is what I've been telling you guys. Like, I started my Digital Nomad Academy in 2020 when these visas weren't even announced, because I was looking at the trend. I left my job in 2017 to basically become an online business person. I did not know the term digital nomad, but as I went over the 2 years and I started traveling around the world and making money online, I started realizing that digital nomad is becoming a revolution. There are so many people whichever country I'm going to, they are digital nomads, they are now having their online businesses. And I was like, all right, there's something happening. And then COVID happened, and my God, it just shot. That is where we are. And I can't emphasize for you that this is the opportunity which is once in a decade, because as these visas are new, there is no competition. Countries are hungry to attract top talent, and they're just throwing away these visas for anybody who qualify for the minimum requirement. And I hope with this laptop lifestyle bootcamp, you are one of them. Let's move on. So why start your online business? I'm going to talk about 3 points here. The first is breaking the 5 constraints. Second is why there's 100% success rate of content businesses. And third is the idea of thought leadership. I'll let you read the slide while I take a sip. So let's talk about the 5 constraints. This is my favorite topic. When we all grow up, we are handed over 5 constraints. Those are location constraint, means that we're stuck to one city. That's where we are studying, going to school. That's where we're going to university, and that's where we are working. We want to travel the world. We want to have an absolute location independence. We want to break the location constraint. Then it's time constraint. Go to school, go to college, and then in the work life, if you guys are in the work life, this constraint. This is the worst, because for the rest of your life, you're like, oh my God, do I have to work 9 to 6 for the rest of my life? That is a time constraint. You want freedom. You want to work at your own hours. You even want your work to work for you while you are sleeping or traveling the world. Authority constraint. When we are growing up, we are under the authority of our parents, then under the authority of our teachers, and finally under the authority of our boss. And our bosses can be the most wonderful people on earth, but do we really feel happy spending our lives chasing the KPIs and the goals of our boss who design the work for us? We want to work for ourselves. Number 4, financial constraint. This fixed monthly income, whether you are a student and you want to break free out of the financial ceiling, or you're working as a professional and you have a fixed income, you want to break out of the fixed income so that you can have unlimited desires, unlimited freedom, and that whatever you're working is scalable. And lastly, societal constraints, which is that whenever you try to do something different from what everybody else is doing, there's always somebody in the society who wants to say things that you're going to fail, or who feels happy if you're struggling at whatever you are doing. I realized as I was growing into my mid-20s that these 5 constraints most people learn to live by. And I hate that. And there's a reason for that. I believe that freedom is the innate right of every individual. And when we feel free, we are at our most creative, we want to work the hardest, we feel most productive, and we put out the best work out there. Every person who has done anything great in the world or made a lot of money has not done that by being an employee working 9 to 5 for the rest of their lives. Nobody has done it. Breaking the constraints has that innate ability that it gives us the power to do something. Our mind just shifts to a different stratosphere altogether, and we start working hard, we start being more creative, so on and so forth. But it's difficult. Location constraint, breaking that doesn't mean that you have to keep traveling the world, but it means that you can travel the world anytime you want to, work from any location you want to. Time constraint doesn't mean that you just don't want to work 8 hours a day, you want to work 4 hours a day. That's fine. But for me, it means working anytime I want to. I feel like I don't take 6 Saturdays off even. I work from Monday to Saturday, but I design my hours because I love what I do. That's breaking time constraint for me. Sometimes I'm working at night, sometimes in the morning. Sometimes when I have something to do on Monday, Tuesday, I won't work because I want to go and play. Authority constraint, doing things for yourself. And this is the age, because of the content economy I'll share with you a little bit more about. And then the financial constraint, most importantly. For me, financial constraint is that my online income, which is automated, which is recurring, is always more than my monthly expenditure. And for you, that can be $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, but it has to be completely automated, recurring, so you don't have to actively think about it month in, month out. That is an online business. You don't have to trade away your hours for it. And finally, societal constraint. For me, it means proving to myself that I can do what I believe in and not giving in to the societal pressure. That is the 5 constraints. Why the reason I started Digital Nomad Academy, and the reason I preach online business, and the reason I teach about Digital Nomad is not just so you can make a lot of money online. That is one of the 5 pillars, but also so you can feel the freedom to chase your curiosities, to be more creative, to be as productive as you want to be a night owl if you're a night owl, to be a morning person if you want to be a morning person. That is my idea when I talk about online business. And the second point I want to share here is the idea of content businesses. A massive shift has happened from pre-2020 to post-2020. Pre-2020, the idea of creating a business meant that you either manufacture something from Alibaba or any other local retailer and you sell it via Amazon or other platforms online into the world. So a hard product could be a table, chair, football, coffee machine, whatever. Or creating a business meant that you set up a store in your city, whether a retail store or a coffee store or something like that, or a tech startup. But it meant some product that you're building. Could be a soft or a tab app, or could be a hard product. However, massive shift has happened post 2020, and that shift has happened because of the content businesses. What has happened after 2020 is that people are spending almost 4 to 5 hours a day consuming content online. And that is a big shift. If you look at your mobile screen time usage for the last week, you will realize that the entire content that you've consumed online could be on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or any other online courses, online platforms, is at least 4 to 5 hours. But for people who are under 35 years old, the recent data is it is between 5 to 7 hours. That is how much content we're consuming online. What that means is that now there is a demand of content. Everybody wants to consume content. And hence there's a supply. Every content you consume, whether on YouTube or on online courses, every content you consume, somebody in the world is making money. It is just like having bread, having coffee. Every coffee you consume, every ice cream you have, every bread you take, every chocolate you have, some company has manufactured that, and you, by consuming that thing, is giving profit to the manufacturer, right? Now think exactly the same as content. Content is a product now. Content is not a entertainment anymore. It's a product. Think of it as product. All around the world, whether you're in Asia, in Australia, in Europe, everybody is consuming content. And they're consuming between, let's say, 4 to 7 hours of content a day. And every single piece of content that is being consumed, somebody whose content is being consumed is making money. And of course, there are ways. There's ads, there's affiliate, marketing, so on and so forth. But I'm going to share with you how the most profitable way, the highest return on investment of how content creators make money, how content businesses operate. But what I can assure you is that if you follow the method I'm going to teach in the masterclass and then further into the 8-week laptop lifestyle program, if you follow it, you will have, as I've written, 100% success rate of your business, because there is unlimited demand for every content out there. All you have to do is understand how to position your content, what content to produce, and how to monetize it. And finally, the reason I am so excited about sharing with you what I'm sharing with you is the idea of thought leader. When you're listening to this masterclass, in your head, I am a thought leader on content economy or on digital nomadism or laptop lifestyle. I'm a thought leader. I'm not an influencer. I'm not even a content creator. I'm a thought leader. That is how I will make you position yourself when you start your online business, that you will come across as a thought leader. And a thought leader is a person that when anybody gets in touch with the content of that person, or a live one-on-one with that person, or into a classroom of that person, people get some sort of value. It can be any value. It can be talking about the FIFA World Cup. It can be talking about the content economy. It can be talking about the digital nomadism. It can be talking about quantum physics. It can be talking about anything. It can be talking about how to be more productive. It can be talking about how to deal with depression, anxiety, or stress. It can be anything. But a thought leader is a person who, when other people consume, they learn something. So it's different from transformational videos, reels, influencer marketing, and all that stuff. That is all a completely different ball game. Doesn't work. It does not have 100% content success rate. For 1 million content creators who are creating transformational videos, one person, transformational or funny videos, or reels or TikToks, one person is making money. Everybody else is broke. So I will teach you how to become a thought leader. Why? Because with thought leadership comes multiple sources of income. Because you develop yourself as an expert in a category, you can be invited to our talks, you do seminars, you have your online product, which I'll teach you as well, show you an example. You have your one-on-ones as well, you have your masterclasses, so on and so forth. So that's all why you should be creating your online business in 2023 and beyond. I've already spoken about the content is the new food. The other thing I want to talk about is the fastest growing companies. You guys all know Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft as a company that does one thing or the other. Google is a search engine, right? Apple makes devices. Facebook is a social networking platform. Amazon is a e-commerce retailer, and Microsoft creates Windows and Office, right? That's how what you know these companies for. But what you don't know is in the last 5 years, each of these 5 companies are growing fastest as content companies and less as their core companies. What I mean by that? Let's start with Google. Google is growing less and less as a search engine company and more as a YouTube. So YouTube is Google's app. YouTube is a content platform. YouTube is the fastest growing arm of Google. Why? Because more people are spending money on YouTube, creating videos on YouTube, benefiting from YouTube, learning from YouTube, entertaining from YouTube. YouTube is where the revenue is for Google. Look at Apple. Apple has been just a device manufacturer, right? Macs and iPads and iPhones. But if you look at Apple for the last 5 years, the fastest growing area are the content services, which are Apple TV, which is content, Apple Fitness Plus, which is content, Apple Podcasts, which is content, Apple Music, which is content. Apple has become a completely content company, and all their devices as well, like iPhones and Macs, are basically catered to make content consumption and creation better. Why does iPhone has 3 cameras? So you make better content. Everything is around content now. Look at Amazon. Amazon was a traditional e-commerce, but now with Amazon Music, Amazon Books, Amazon Prime you might be consumer of, Amazon Echo, their Alexa devices. Everything Amazon is doing in the content is in the content arm. Look at Facebook. Facebook bought Instagram, then WhatsApp, and now even WhatsApp is not a messaging platform anymore. It is a content platform. If you look at 100 things you consume on WhatsApp on daily basis, 90 of them are forwarded message or videos. What are forwarded message or videos? Those are the content. What do you do on Instagram? You don't look at your friends' feeds anymore. Instead, you look at the reels by random people, because those reels are content that are exciting for you, right? Microsoft was a Windows manufacturer or Microsoft Office manufacturer. Then they bought LinkedIn. And what is LinkedIn today? For business professionals, for employees, for corporates, LinkedIn is the number one place to consume content. Every company is growing as a content company the fastest. What it means is that this decade, you're going to be seeing that every single individual is going to become a content creator as well. You are going to become a content creator as well. Everybody in the world has already become a content consumer. So whatever you produce, the entire world is the market. Nobody is on no platforms. Everybody is on one platform or the other. But everybody is also becoming a content creator. When you create one story that your friends, or if your profile is public, people watch, you are a content creator. But 99% of people, as in capitalism, will always stay broke. But 1% of people will understand how to make money around their content. And that's what I'm going to be teaching you today as well. And there is one word for that. One word to build your online business. And that word is productize. From now onwards, when you look at any kind of content, you don't look at that piece of content differently from, let's say, an iPhone or a Mac or a table or a football or a coffee machine. All these are products, so is the content. Content is a product from now on, and making content into a packaged product is how you build your content business. There are 3 steps to it. I'll share each one of them. Step 1, finding your perfect niche. So let's say you are a freelancer or you are a content creator. You ask yourself this question: what services you're offering as a freelancer, or what content you're making? So let's say you are offering a service of video editing, or you're offering a service of graphic design, or transcribing, or web development, or app development. What is the service you're offering as a freelancer? Okay. And on the other end, if you're a content creator, what is the content you're making? Are you reviewing the food? Are you reviewing the fashion trends? Are you reviewing the stock market? Or are you sharing something about how to be more productive, or sing better, or play a guitar, or cook better? What is it that you're making? That's step 1. Understanding that if you're by the way, this is only for you if you're a freelancer content creator. I'll get to you if you're neither of these. If you're a corporate employee or a student, I'll get to that. But if you're a freelancer or a content creator, I want you in the step 1 to write down what are the services you're providing. All right. So just don't think too much. Just write it down. If you are a corporate employee or a student, or even if you're a freelancer content creator, then you can look at the last part of the slide after the word or. In this, I want you to make 3 columns on a page, column 1, 2, and 3, with 3 different headings: skills, knowledge, challenges. And I want you to write all the skills you have picked up in the last 10-15 years. All the skills. These skills could be playing basketball, playing table tennis, playing squash, or making PowerPoint presentations, or speaking skills, or writing skills, or graphic design, video editing, quantum physics, solid state physics, maths, whatever skills. It could be writing resumes. It could be using Excel better. It could be anything. It could be cooking better. It could be traveling better, like any skills. In the second column, I want you to write what is the knowledge that you've acquired. And one way to understand it is, what is the knowledge you're naturally drawn to? Do you look at stock market news every day? Do you look at fashion trends every day? Do you look at travel places every day? Do you look at productivity videos every day? Do you look at motivational videos every day? What is the knowledge that you've acquired? Do you read books? And in the books, what kind of category of books do you read? And in the knowledge, it could be the subject knowledge. Let's say you're a student, or you are a working professional, but still are very good into academics. In this column, write down all the subject knowledge that you have. For example, when I started writing, I was like business studies, economics, IELTS, PTE, SAT, GMAT, like all these courses. Like this is where I used to be better. These are the courses that spoke to me. So write down. And finally, in the third column, write down what are the challenges that you have overcome. And what are these challenges? Maybe you used to be overweight, and then you learned a thing or two about exercise and diet, and you became fit. Maybe you were underweight and you became fit. Maybe you couldn't run, then you can run 10 kilometers. Maybe you were procrastinating, but you became productive. Maybe you were dealing with stress and then you overcame stress. Maybe you were dealing with depression and you overcame depression. Maybe you were having relationship problems or struggling to get a date, and then you became better at that. Maybe you were struggling to speak or having a public speaking confidence or generally confidence in itself, and then you overcame that challenge. In the third column, I want you to write all the challenges that you've overcome. This exercise should take an entire day. I took 2 hours the first time I was doing it 5 years ago, and I was able to write 45 things all together in the 3 columns. So I want you to really focus on writing any skill. It could be the most small skill in the world, like how to make peanut butter sandwich is the best, or how to remove a background from a picture. These are all the skills that if you go onto the YouTube and write it, you will see videos with millions of views. These are all brands. Everything in the content economy is a business. You just need to know how to productize it better. So that's your step 1. Your step 1 is, if you're a freelancer or content creator already, then this process is slightly simpler for you because you already know what services you're providing. If you're not, then make 3 columns and write skills, knowledge, and challenges. That's your step 1. Just do it as much as you can. Then number 2. Number 2 is, then you start writing onto the next page that who are the people who will benefit from your services, knowledge, or skill. Who are the people? And basically what you're targeting is, what you're really writing is, what will people learn from what you know? What problem what it will solve? And it can be a physical problem, or it can be a problem like motivational productivity, for example. Let me give you some examples. So when I was becoming a digital nomad, I was traveling the world and I was running an online business. As I was running an online business, I learned few things about digital marketing, content marketing, building an online business, so on and so forth. But what did I realize? I realized that the knowledge I've gained is on how to become a digital nomad, how to create an online business. Then when I went further, I realized, what is the target market? The target market is people who want to create their online business, who want to scale their online income 5 to 10x, and who want to have a freedom to travel the world, right? So I started writing, what will they learn? They will learn how to understand content economy, how to understand the market psychology, how to learn digital marketing, how to learn email marketing, how to create an ecosystem, sales funnel, website, how to create content, how to use ads. All that came under the idea of just what I already learned, what is the challenge I overcame, what is the knowledge I've gained. So I wrote all this, right? For a different brand of mine, let's say the brand is called Ultimate Academy. I'll show you an example. I started with, what is it that I have learned? I have learned how to get high score in IELTS and PTE exam or GMAT exam. Then I started writing, what will people learn? People learn from me how to smartly solve IELTS and PTE exams to get high scores. What problem it will solve for people? It will solve the problem that they are failing at exam, and they'll solve it, and hence they can chase their dream life, whatever, if that's a university admission they're struggling for, or a permanent resident visa, whatever that is, right? Will they get more motivated? Yes. Productive, fit, ambitious, that's all it is. Anything that you have shortlisted in this previous slide about skills you've acquired, knowledge you've gained, challenges you've overcome, in the next slide, you write who are the people who will benefit from these. Are they university students? Are they female? Are they male? Are they working professionals? What will they learn? How will it help them solve their problem? Just write it down on the paper. You don't have to do anything else. And in the third step, I want you to understand the productizing your solution. How this is where the market how does the market perceives products that are value adding in people's life. That is very different from entertainment products. There is no market for people that are willing to pay for the entertainment products. So entertainment products have to rely on the ads, YouTube ads, on Facebook ads, whatever. But value adding, when you do the step 1 and 2, you create a content around a certain niche, and that niche is value adding. In that value adding niche, once a month, you can either do a webinar or a masterclass, which is paid, which people can pay for $20 to $50 to attend, or you can build an online course, which I'll share more details about, which is what I teach as well in my 8-week program, that is being sold for $100 to $500 on the marketplaces, either Udemy, Coursera, or on your own website. Chances are you have taken an online course as well, right? It might be, if it's a premium course, might be between $100 to $500. Or you can do one-on-one coaching, which the market perceives between $200 to $1,000. What is really happening here is that, because as we spoke in the first part of this masterclass, every person is a content consumer. No matter who you are, what you do, whatever you share, there are people in the world who benefit from you. For them, you are a thought leader. For them, you teach something with utmost sincerity, with hard work, with effort. There are no shortcuts. But you, on top of the free content that you're producing, it could be a content on we will learn about that, the smart strategies on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. But on top of that, you do once a month either an online course opening or a webinar or masterclass, or you take some people for one-on-one coaching. And that's how the market dynamic is. You priced it like this. So what really happens? These are the examples. So I have on Ultimate Academy, my brand, 2 online courses, one on PTE and other on IELTS. Both of these courses are pre-built and they are priced around $200, a bit $50 more, $50 less. And on top of that, as you saw in the previous slide, I take some students on one-on-one coaching as well, which is priced between $200 to $500. Because of that, over the last 4 years, 2,500 plus students have taken my courses. Actually, it's reaching around 3,000 now. And the maths become insane. And I'll show you that maths just in a minute. Another product that I've built, because I applied for a lot of jobs in 2014-15 when I graduated from university, I became really good at writing resume, CV. In 2017, I created a course on resume writing and I uploaded it on Udemy and priced it at about $30. To date, 21,000 plus students have taken this course. The maths become insane. Another way how you may, another reason why online courses are the best. But most importantly, if you look at all the best content creators that you might be consuming content of. Maybe you've been consuming content of Ali Abdaal. Maybe you're consuming content of Nas Daily. Or maybe you are into the field of singing or fitness or JavaScript programming, whatever. Everybody has an online product, which is an online course with one-on-one coaching or no one-on-one coaching, just an online course that is giving them 90 to 95% of their revenue. Ali Abdaal, one of the famous YouTubers, shared his financials for last year. And I think he made around $5 million, out of which $3.5 to $4 million were made from the online courses, and only the last million or so from the ads on the YouTube, even though he's one of the largest YouTube channels out there in his niche. Same with the Nas Daily. All of you watch Nas Daily's videos, maybe, like you've watched travel videos by Nas Daily. But did you know that Nas Daily makes most money on the Nas Daily Academy, where they teach other people over a 5-month program on how to become a content creator? This is why content businesses are the biggest opportunity of this decade. The guy who has the best, who's creating videos on YouTube, actually create $200 course on fitness that he sells on his Build with Science website. Singing, Udemy, Chandrani Sharma's courses have been taken by, I think, 500 plus people. JavaScript programming, webinars, you name it, from fitness to productivity to math, science, IELTS, PTE, everything, digital nomad, building online business, everything is now a content business. And this is why the mentality I want you to get into as well. Now, here's the maths that I wanted to show you. So let's say you work for the next 2 months understanding what you have either learned in this masterclass, or you work with me on the laptop lifestyle program for the next 8 weeks, and you build an online course, which is and how to build an online course, all that we go week by week. In the month 1, you launch it and you get just 3 students online, not 20,000 students, 3 students. You get 3 students at a $200 course. Month 1, you've already made $600. You learn something, you do more of smart strategies, you learn more of digital marketing, you launch it again, open it again in the month 3, and you get 5 students and you made another $1,000. That's it. 3 months, you are already into your first $1,000 per month. And this is, by the way, what I teach. In the 8-week program, laptop lifestyle program, on the week-to-week basis, I take you from zero to understanding the entire idea of online business, creating the course, launching it, and getting your first students. So let's say by month 3, you have 5 students and you're already getting your $1,000 per month. You learn something more, you implement more, you invest more, you understand the psychology more. By month 6, you're getting 10 students per month. You're already hitting $2,000 per month. That's more income than most people's full-time job, 6 months into it. That's the power of online business. Then now you're confident. Now you can come in front of camera live as well. So you start doing one-on-one coaching and you price it at $500. What happens? At month 9, you have about 20 students who are joining online at a $200 course with 2 students, just 2 people taking a one-on-one coaching. You do the maths, you're hitting $5,000 per month. That's more money you can spend traveling the world every month. I assure you that. I travel the world, and still, if you're living in a country anywhere from Mexico to Middle East to Asia, you spend about $3,000 per month. So $5,000 per month is already a lot of money. And by the year end, let's say you have learned even more and you've just doubled the number of students from 20 to 40 per month, and you've taken 4 students, just 4 students for one-on-one, and that's where you hit your first $10,000 in 1 year. Just 1 year to take your monthly income to $10,000. Of course, it's not easy. It is possible. It requires a systematic way. It requires you to this understanding the psychology that I've been sharing in this masterclass of why the content economy is amazing, how people consume, how to find your niche, how to understand what is the target audience, and how to productize it. It requires all this. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. And then it requires that month on month, you're learning from your experiences and you're scaling up, so your students are increasing as well. But there's 100% success rate of content businesses, and $10,000 per month is just the start. From year 2 onwards, things can go anywhere you want to take them. From year 3 onwards, things can go ballistic. You can have multiple products, multiple websites, anything. And which brings me to my laptop lifestyle program. All this that I've been teaching you is what I teach from a very systematic way, very slowly, in one-on-one mentorship way over 8 weeks in my program Laptop Lifestyle. And if you can see here your 8-week journey, in the week 1, we learn about the content economy in detail, about 2 hours of lectures with a workbook, and we learn about digital nomadism. In the week 2, every week has about 1.5 to 2 hours of dedicated lessons. You learn about mastering the psychology of building an online business, why people pay, how to come across as a thought leader. You don't have to be an expert in anything. All the online business people that I've shown you in the examples as well, and people that you have been consuming content as well, are just like you. They're your peers, your colleagues, your friends, your age group. Nobody's a PhD. Nobody's a certified coach. Everybody is just like you. In the content economy, you don't have to have a validation by an external party to come across as an expert. Instead, your content itself has to be value adding. That's why people trust you, and that's why people pay you. That's what we're going to learn in week 2. In week 3, we will deep dive into finding your idea. Of course, if you're doing a one-on-one mentorship with me, we'll test and refine and so on. In week 4, we will productize your idea. We'll use methods about Facebook Insights and Google Trends to find out exactly what is it that there's a demand and where that market is. So it's very holistic. Week 5, we will build social media and smart social media, not a random social media hoping a video goes viral. My video has never gone viral in 4 years, and yet there are thousands and thousands and thousands of followers across different platforms who are bringing in revenue. And at week 6, we learn about setting up the sales engine using the MailChimp and understanding the email marketing. At week 7, we understand the copywriting and how to do sales and launching your business. And at week 8, we learn all about digital marketing and scaling past $10,000 per month income. So it's a very holistic program. This is what I open the cohort every 2 months for. So this is my January cohort. It's 21st of Jan. And I will be working with the students, whoever sign up until March, and then I will open up the next cohort. So if you are interested in joining, if you love this, if you think that digital nomadism is for you, if you think that this is the time that you've been waiting for to build your online income, travel the world, chase your curiosities this year, then I can't wait for you to join in. I have 2 packages. There's self-paced and one-on-one mentorship. Both packages are exactly the same in terms of the full course. There are 24 video lessons over 8 weeks, so 3 lessons every week, with a lot of workbooks, with 6 masterclasses, lifetime access, so you can take as much time as you want. In the one-on-one mentorship, of course, the difference is that every week you and I will set up a time in which you and I will get together and we will refine whatever that you've been doing. I'll give feedback, I'll work with you in creating your online business. However, of course, in the self-paced program as well, it's complete, it's immersive, it's 24 video lessons of about 17, 18 hours with workbooks, with masterclasses. It's insane. It's the biggest value that is out there for such program. It works through the Discord channel. So as you can see here, there are week 1 to 4, week 5 to 6, then there are masterclasses, discussion forums, so on and so forth. So you'll have a community of other people as well, who just like you are building their digital nomad careers as well and becoming laptop lifestylers. And in my last slide, I just wanted to share that the intake closes on 27th of Jan. After that, as I said, for the next 8 weeks, I'll be working with students who have enrolled in this batch. And to access, the URL is digitalnomadacademy.co/laptop lifestyle. I will also be putting this URL in the description of this video immediately after the masterclass. And if you have signed up for the email list as well, then I will be sharing with you this link on the email as well, together with the recording of this masterclass. That's it, guys. I hope you loved it. I hope that in 2023, in January, your mind has started with something new. From now onwards, you're not going to be looking at content as just something that you cannot do, just something that you're a passive consumer of, but also that you can understand the economics behind it. You can work with me through the Laptop Lifestyle program, create your own online business as well. And if you're starting now, so by March end, you should have your online business with first product launched. And hopefully, as we saw the maths, within 3 months from then onwards, you are hitting your first $1,000 per month. You're leaving your job, you're becoming a full-time online business person. If you're a student, that's a great extra income. And after that, over the next 6 months, basically by the end of 2023, I hope that this year becomes the inflection point in your life and you end up breaking all 5 constraints, becoming location independent, financial independent, time independent, authority independent, as well as break the constraints of the society around you. I hope to see some of you in the program. The link will be emailed to you as well as another video, but you also saw here digitalnomadacademy.co/laptop lifestyle. And that's it, signing off here from this live masterclass. Bye.